couple days. This hike will be February 25th. Yeah. I want to acknowledge our distinguished visitors, and as I said, we've got Esther Kaina running for the second House district. Maybe you can come up and so everybody can get to know you. We also have Kaniela. He's running for the State House in Kihei.
All right, thanks, Lance. Thanks for having me. My name is Kaniela. I'm actually running for State House on District 11, that's South Maui. It's a seat currently held by Representative George Fontaine, who got in last year, or 2010. And yeah, I was born and raised on Maui, and in a relatively modest home. And but luckily, I had parents that very, very early on instilled in me the values to obtain the highest degree of education possible and use that to take care of myself and to take care of my family and then to take care of the community around me. And here's my mom, Annette. From that experiences, I've worked in local, neighborhood, the city, state, and the federal levels of government, and I loved it. And I realized that, this, in government and policy, this is where I can do that. I can affect my community and, the values that I was instilled in as a young man. And I started knocking on doors a few weeks ago, and that's how we're gonna do this, real grassroots. And I'm trying to meet every single one of my neighbors in my district at least 4 or 5 times. So I'm gonna spend at least maybe 6 or 8 hours a day knocking on doors, all 7,000 something houses. But I have the energy, and I feel like that way you're really a public servant. That you're making your community concerns your own priority instead of just kind of coming with a more top-down approach. So that's how I'm basing this campaign. And the number one question candidates get asked is, why are you running? For me, that's the number 2 question. The number 1 question is, brother, how old are you? It's a relatively pertinent question. I'm 23 years old, and it's there's a certain thing that I think experience can give you, that no matter how much knowledge or education you have, that kupuna have this ability, just based on experience, that they can recognize patterns. I've seen this before, I know what to anticipate. At the same time, I think both kupuna and my generation can agree that the world has changed drastically over the last 20 or 30 years, and that certain solutions that work for a problem then might not necessarily work for the same or similar problem now. And I think that's why it's important to bridge the gaps. It's important for people like me to really be humble and open-minded and take in suggestions from the kupuna, but we need to work together. And lots of times we talk about, this abstract concept of future. Where is Maui, or where is Hawaii going to be? And we try to make it more probable by asking where exactly will we be 50 years from now. But that's so hard to grasp. But 50 years from now, that's within my lifetime. And anyone who worked in government, we realize that a policy decision we make now, it will fix something right now. We'll recognize it in the short term. But inevitably, there'll be some consequences or ramifications down the line, whether it's 10, 20, or 50 years. That's where I'm uniquely positioned, I think, as a young public servant, where if I make a decision now, it affects me personally. It affects my children and my life. So it's a certain level of accountability, and I feel kuleana that if I make a decision now, I'll be able to tweak it along the way if anything happens, And I think that's where we're going to get to our goal. If we bridge those gaps between the kupuna, between my generation, who's relatively apathetic, but I hope to change that, And I think if we do that, then we'll be able to get to those goals. We'll be able to see that desirable Maui and Hawaii that we envision now, 50 years from now. So, yeah, mahalo.
Kaniela Ng, he's running for the State House from Kihei. And I think we have years of his great service ahead of us, so please vote. Now we